My name is Robert Schmaling. This presentation is being prepared for IDS 403 and recorded on October 10th, 2016. The facilitator for the class is Dr. Kimberly Hall. The presentation will cover the dehumanization of the service industry as a result of technology, or what the tablet has wrought. What identifies you? Clothing, hairstyle, choice of music, even the car you drive. All defining characteristics of a person's identity. And this is pretty much the case up until the mid-2000s. Along with this, the internet had already changed the way we shop, got our news, even converse with friends and family. But now, we were about to bring the internet with us in our pockets. Portable handheld devices would add another factor to how we see ourselves to the point where, without one of these devices, you may as well still be listening to CDs, talking on a hardline phone, even listening to the radio, AM even in your car. The smartphone. By 2014, over 1 billion people worldwide had adopted the smartphone. Smartphones even outpaced television adoption rates by achieving 40% market saturation within just 2.5 years. This is a staggering number. And in less than 10 years, the smartphone had moved the internet from the desktop, where you had to sit in a physical location to do anything you wanted to do. And this doesn't exclude the laptop, as the laptop was limited by its wire or by the Wi-Fi within the infrastructure. Now, this had moved the internet into the hand. By June of 2014, 60% of all internet traffic was now coming to mobile devices. Today, society drives even further development in this arena. Think about the camera that's attached to your smartphone device, something that wasn't included in the original deployments, but today the camera rivals DSLR cameras worth thousands of dollars in some cases. If adapting to the pressure put on personal identity isn't enough, if you don't have a smartphone and an Instagram account, are you really a person? If you do not have thousands of likes for today's selfie, are you significant? The technology in the case of the mobile device has altered the concept of the circle of friends to mean sphere of peers. People who, at their leisure, and provide an opinion or simply like what you have to say, or the picture of yourself that you posted for the 5th time that day. As we drive further development into the mobile device arena, we continue to shift focus toward this behavior of removing the concept of the circle of friends to the, more people the better, and the more that I'm liked, the more I'm important. How does this impact security? Well, we should all be concerned with security. And back in 2001, as a security information professional, at the time we were concerned with attacks primarily from email and against public-facing content. NIMDA, a virus that infected Microsoft IIS servers. These are the servers that provide your web content and are based on Microsoft products. The NIMDA virus caused denial of service due to excess traffic and was the hot topic of the day. NIMDA was reported some 27% of the time. IT security professionals were anything but concerned about mobile devices at this point. Even BlackBerries were not, seen as a point of interest due to their cost and due to the infrastructure requirements in order to deploy them and attach them to your corporate WAN. These were not considered high priority items at that point. But fast forward 10 years, and smartphones are transmitting and receiving company email. They're integrated into the corporate landscape via mobile device management. Even have their own landing pages in a lot of cases to access company WANs. Even have some applications that are custom built to better facilitate corporate interactions. Having to say you need a mobile device management solution alone was enough to realize that social change had occurred and had changed our identity from professionals concerned with attack from the outside to hand-tied security individuals forced to allow the outside right through the front door, as we are not only forced to adopt them into our secure environment, these handheld devices, but we're also required to embrace them as a necessity in order to perform our jobs. If we had a smartphone back in 2001 during the NIMDA outbreak, we would have received notifications, we could have collaborated via IM, via Skype for Business, we would have had remote logins via VPN, and we would have been able to gain access to the service via remote terminal services to patch and basically remediate the issue probably in half the time. So what does this mean for the service industry? And how is this dehumanizing the service industry as a whole? Well, the tablet, which is the big brother of the smartphone, it's seen rise in use since its introduction in the form of the iPad back in 2010. While not ready to completely replace laptops as a de facto portable computing devices for the masses, it's found its way into mass adoption in the service industry, particularly in bars and restaurants. As we introduce technology, we remove the human factor from a previous human task. The McDonaldization of the service industry, as it were, where people are reduced to mindless servers puttering around carrying orders and to tables on demand, as it were, based on whatever computerized solution has been implemented. The service industry is uniquely predisposed to the adoption of technologies that reduce the human factor in favor of efficiency. By adding self-service technology to the table, the service industry has removed the need to talk to a human about the order. Food and drink then randomly and suddenly arrive, as if miraculously, by chance servers who happen to pick up a ticket and deliver the product based on pure chance. The results are simple: further McDonaldization of the service industry or further dehumanization. Technology is substituting human interaction in favor of efficiency. So what can we do to maintain our humanity in this ever dehumanizing environment? Well, as this trend expands, fewer and fewer servers will be trained to take orders or interact with humans, and human patrons will inevitably come to expect devices rather than people to serve them. This is where a change now could forestall this removal of humanity from the service process before it's too late. Tables today are you're seated by a hostess, and then a menu is generally provided by them or even provided by a server who's named by the hostess. Tables can hold the menu and take the order, but only people can provide that personalized experienced service and that feedback that we've come to rely upon when we go to an establishment. So yes, you could potentially have these devices at the table already. You could present them by the hostess, who then says that a human being will come and serve you shortly, or they could finally be brought by that human being that is named by the hostess, and then that human can show a person or assist them in how to use the tablet to place their order, what the specials are, what the best drinks are, what the suggestions could be, etc. This way we can still expedite the ordering process, we can still expedite the seating process, we can reduce wait staff, but we don't remove that human touch. And the business still benefits. The business would still be able to reduce the number of wait staff, as ordering would be basically self-service. But the process, the human interaction, the human touch would remain. The introduction of these devices could be no different than the manner with which remote notification devices are deployed today. Those devices that beep and buzz when your table is ready at various larger institutions. By having an inventory of these devices shifted away from the table and to the wait staff or the host staff, the server could then provide the human touch that we are shortly going to be doing without. In the end, by providing human service in an ever dehumanizing institution, we demonstrate the need and desire for people to talk to people rather than people only wanting to tap on a screen and type and ignore others and discourage any sort of conversation. Thank you very much for your time.